Wendy with a notebook, Wendy with a pen, digging through the dark where the secret's been. Questions fly like bullets, truth cuts deep in the shadows where nightmares creep. Watch them break it down, unveil the lies, under lurid skies where the danger hides. The fire in the veins and the trust in their eyes. Randy and Wendy taking you for a ride. Clues left scattered like whispers in the wind. Every page they turn closer to the end. No stone unturned.
Here was Benny Politan.
Through the chaos they pave the way. Watch them break it down, unveil the lies, under lurid skies where the danger hides. The fire in the veins. Randy and Wendy taking you for a ride.
You can't talk about the jury in a current case. You can't do that. You're putting the jurors' lives in danger.
Clues left scattered like whispers in the wind. Every page they turn closer to the end. No stone unturned, no mystery safe. Through the chaos they pave the way. Watch them break it down, unveil the lies, under lurid skies where the danger hides. The fire in the veins and the trust in their eyes. Randy and Wendy taking you for a ride. Late nights burn bright under the moon. Answers buried deep, they'll find them soon.
Here is the buffer zone
Glory on a darkened stage.
right here.
Randy and Wendy's
And if you are wearing a Karen Reed shirt or hat, you get arrested.
And that's wrong. And you could cause a mistrial.
I love that song.
Razzle-dazzle. Me too.
Razzle dazzle. Is that what you hear? I still hear WrestleMania.
No, I hear WrestleMania, but every time we play the song, I say razzle dazzle.
You know what? You know what's that song makes us sound like freaking superheroes. Like- like we're awesome.
Watch them break it down.
That's right. Like we're gonna find you. We'll find you, bad guys.
We will. Hey, Cool Gamer. Hey, Freezer.
I
Hey,
know we won't.
everybody.
We're nothing. But that song sure makes us sound like something. It's nice.
I
It's
love
nice.
it.
I think everybody should get a theme song. There you go. Get one.
They-
It'll make
They
you feel
should.
good.
And a cape.
And a cape. Yes, it will make you feel good.
Mhm.
H to Matt. Hey everybody. Hey Freeside.
Love y'all. God bless both your little hearts. Well, see, where I'm from, if you said that, it would be offensive, but coming from you, I love you too.
Hi, sweet. Don't we sound like superheroes in that song? I think we do.
Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
That's right. We're turning the pages. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Cracking
love that.
cases and catching bad guys.
I hate to want it. I love the Vinnie Politan part because you can clearly see. You ever been? It's one of those situations where you don't know what to do with your hands.
Oh, I love the Vinnie Politan part. I don't think you sound. I don't think. I think it's perfect. You can
I'm
tell that he's
watching-
all engaged in the conversation with you too. He's like, you know, he's like moving his hands and facial expressions. I love it. It's good. It's awesome.
I'm talking when he was questioning me. You could see me like. I'm just kind of like doing my hands like what? Well, then I start playing with them because I'm a hand talker, you know. And
Yes. Well, I
don't.
mean, I think I can't tell that. I think you look great. I think you look great. I think he looks great, and I love that it's part of the clip.
Me too. I
I love
that
the
it's part
buffer
of the
zone
clip.
part. Like we did stuff. We did stuff, Randy. There's proof. We did stuff.
Fine, and we're
You
not
did
done.
stuff.
Don't think we're done, guys. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not. If I could get to turning point and ask some questions, I would.
Yeah.
I just have to wait till after this cruise because Jim has. Well, I'm grounded. I think because he knows I won't be back in time, and I didn't end up in prison. I mean, there's big deals going on here.
Really, really big deals.
The
Love
and
Hey,
I know
Nanya.
if I wish, hey Nanya, I wish I could go back and redo all that. That was such a good time in Boston. The
Yeah.
whole time.
I love that you had that experience. I love that you went to New York. I just love it all. I love it.
Me too.
And Boston I'm sure it's beautiful. And the architecture and the history. Oh, I bet it's wonderful.
Oh yeah, I think right now would be perfect to go to Boston and walk through Salem and
Oh yeah, this time of year, I bet it's gorgeous.
yes.
Nice, crisp, and cool fall night. Oh, beautiful.
And government, if you could get your shit together so I can see the fall leaves at, I don't know why I can never think of where I want to go. I always
Cave
want to
Cove or something.
Cades Cove.
Yeah,
I was like Cape Cod.
I
But
remember it from last time, sort of.
yes, and it's normally, my traveling buddy to there is Aimer Famer usually.
Yes.
And I have to tell y'all, and I haven't mentioned this because she has shattered her knee. Shattered.
Oh no.
Yes.
I wondered where she's been. I haven't seen her in a minute.
She's in the hospital.
Oh my
She
gosh.
Yeah, she was out for a little bit, and I think she's back in there. But she fell, and she broke her fibia, and then she
Mm.
shattered the other part into 40 40 different places.
How? What was she doing? And make sure I don't ever do it.
I think she was chewing gum and tried to go down a stair.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's Amy, Aimer. Amy,
That sounds terrible. Poor thing.
I know, and she's got all these staples, and I made it all about me. I'm like, here, you done messed up
All my
anything.
plans.
Yeah. How are you gonna hike now? Because I'm not pushing you upwards.
Yeah, that'd be a rough.
And I'm
rough
I'm
terrain.
a terrible friend because every weekend I tell Jim, I'm like, I really should be at Amy's right now taking care of her. And he's like, why don't you go? I'm like, I'm tired.
Well, what can you do? I mean, does she have help? I hope.
Oh yeah, she does.
Good.
I know she's got a long period of healing time, and
Yeah.
just pray for her if you pray, and God bless her.
That's terrible. That sounds absolutely awful. I didn't know there were like 40. How many bones in her knee?
No, that's because when she first wrote it, I think they may have given her a little happy juice at the hospital. She's like,
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I broke my knee in 40 places. And I was like, I think she meant 4, Jim. I think she meant 4.
Are there 40 places in your knee? That's a lot.
But come to find out, no, she shattered it into 40 pieces. So there's like 40 little fragments, and they had to put it back together. And she's got staples all the way down the side of her leg.
That is horrible.
And I know y'all don't know Aimer outside of YouTube, but I do. And she's got these itty bitty bitty legs.
Yeah, she's a tiny.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think how, I can't believe when I fell on my elbow that it didn't shatter like that. I'm so lucky. It didn't shatter like that.
Yes.
Because it definitely like cracked something in my elbow because I could still feel it.
From your wreck?
Yeah, from a bicycle wreck.
Mm.
Yeah, and I cracked the rib and just kept pushing on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been back on the bicycle since, though. So I don't know.
Well, I don't blame you, man.
I guess
that's the age we are now. We're at the age now when we fall, things get broken badly.
Yes. Somebody had an electric bicycle for sale the other day, 2 of them. And I'm like, look, Jim, these are brand new, been used 3 times. He said, and why do you think that, Randy? Think about it.
Now ask yourself why.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right.
probably not a good idea.
Something else set out there and rust. So
another death trap.
Yeah. Because if the battery goes dead, I know, look at Shemai. No. People in New York make it look so easy too. They're all like riding around on their electric scooters and their bicycles. They're
yeah, they're like wheeled skateboardy things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all swish, 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 swish. They're just, in between people. They're totally fine. Of course, they're 30 years younger than me, but whatever.
Yeah, they're 30 years younger carrying 6 pizzas. And I'm like, man, I could maybe do that. Maybe. Hey, Lacey, good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Wanda said she just got her second knee replaced. Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, knees are tough.
They are. And the the
The
physical therapy
recovery.
and all that. Yeah.
Yes. That's sad. That's the age we are now when things are just broken now.
Yeah.
And you ask the doctor, okay, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. It's just broken now.
Hey, Justice
It's
Jane,
just
good
going to
to
do
see
that
you.
now. It's just going to do that from now on. Okay.
You back every other day, Stitching Girl? I have got to get into it. Candice brought the receipts again, girls. Yes, she did.
Well, that's what we were going to talk about, P.
Yes,
So you'll be
she
happy to be here
did.
today.
Yeah. I apologize, Candice. I did
I
write
don't
to
know. I
her.
still haven't heard. I haven't heard these receipts. I haven't heard anything yet. So I'm waiting to whatever, Stitching Girl. You know, my mom is obviously older than me. She could kick all our asses. Okay. Like she's crazy. I called her for her birth. It was just her birthday last week. And I called her because we have a thing in our family where we sing to you on your birthday. I know you'll be surprised, but we do. Not the birthday song, but actually happy birthday. And so I called her to sing happy birthday to her in the morning. She was already up and walking to the place to pay her water bill or whatever. And I said, you know, you can mail that. And she's like, I know, but it's such a beautiful day. I thought I'd walk. I'm like, goodbye. Happy birthday. Goodbye. I'm going back to bed. But that's her.
Yeah.
Like, she can kick all our asses. She's great.
Yeah, my neighbor, hey, she wants to be friends, but you know, I am friendly, but I'm not that friendly to the neighbors because I don't want to start no shit. I don't want no cookouts. I don't want that. And
My mom and
she's like,
dad's 55th anniversary. Oh my gosh, 55 years. That's amazing.
that is.
Stitching Girl, I'm with you. I'm not sold on Candice yet, but Randy swears to me that I'm gonna be eating those words. So we'll see.
Well, now I don't know how I feel about Candice. I felt like she was being so reckless.
I liked
And
Candice until all this crap started happening. Then I, felt a type of way, like she pulled a Bull and Betty, started stalking and harassing people in their real life who are just trying to live. I didn't like that. And now I don't know how I feel now because you said that she brought receipts and we owe her an apology. So I guess that's what we're doing.
Well, and it's not because I still think that Tyler Robinson did the deed. So I don't think that it's about that at all. But I see now why she was so mad. I see now, and because these people, one of them being someone who spoke at his memorial, they they kept up with a false narrative about, we were close, we were buddies, we're friends, I'm going to miss you. And I shouldn't say false narrative because, when you lose someone, you realize what a great person they were, or maybe you were just mad at them at the time. But he definitely was being, well, I mean, she put out the text messages where they're saying, one of his donators was pulling their support because he would not get rid of Tucker Carlson as a friend. And he said, I'm thinking of bringing Candice back. So they don't like that because they are anti-Israel.
Who was they?
Candice and Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
So then you have Charlie, who's pro-Israel. This doesn't mean that he was going to turn his back on Israel at all. It just meant that he wasn't going to stay part of that group. I think that's where people are get taking it too far. That doesn't mean now he hates Israel and won't stand behind the people from Israel. He just meant, I'm going to pull from this group. They think money is going to buy my loyalty. They think they give me money, then they can tell me who to be friends with. So you can see someone in that high of a level is still being told, as are people, on YouTube. I mean, remember back in the day, Katie, if you go in that chat, don't ever come back to mine.
Right.
And that's,
So she dumped their DMs too?
It was, yeah, and it wasn't even someone from the group chat that Candice wasn't in gave her the screenshot
Of what?
of him saying that he was going to pull his support.
But was that meant for public knowledge?
No, absolutely
So
not.
why is she showing it?
She's showing it to prove that these people are. Oh well, okay. They're America first. You're right. You're right. I shouldn't say that. They're America first. Oh yes, happy pause. Loyalty is royalty.
Yeah, bleh. I'm with you, Happy Boss.
Yeah.
Obedience is royalty. That's what she meant.
Exactly.
Just didn't rhyme. Anyways, moving on.
That I think that's where I'm a little, because what if these are his friends? He's in his own friend group chat venting. You know, he may just be venting because that's how you feel at the time. You're upset, you're mad, because we all do that. Everybody does that.
Yeah, but I mean, does it not seem shady that she put out his private messages? Does that not seem shady? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if it's shady. I think that it's
The guy who took it claimed he took the screenshot because there was a government concern, allegedly.
well, yeah.
I love
he
that
just
Sweet lives in a whole ass other country and knows so much about. Thank God you're here, Sweet. Thank you.
well now I don't know if it now the guy who took it. I love that you know too, Sweet, because I love you so much. We
No, it helps because I clearly am
yeah.
lost.
There's so I got you, Tawanda. I won't. Same for me.
Right, Tawanda? I mean, thank you. If I die, please don't show my DMs.
If
Look,
someone
Wendy
says
hated
we
you and
weren't
Wendy
friends
hated
and
you.
yeah,
Yeah, Wendy hated you too. Like, by the way, there are no DMs like that. If I hate you, you know already, so it's
same.
okay. But I'm just saying, like, it seems shady to me that his best friend is putting out private message. Whatever. Anyways,
But one
show
guy
some-
said he took the screenshot and handed it over to the government because this
handed
was
it to the
kind
government or
of
handed it to Candice.
no, the government, because he didn't want any stone left unturned, and that's why he handed it over. He's like, "Hey, let me show you this for your investigation, to leave all the avenues open." So the people saying, the FBI didn't have everything, they didn't know everything. They definitely had this screenshot. This guy is not the one who, I can't remember the name now, which I think we'll see the clip. He said he was in the group text and he handed it over, but that's not who gave it to Candice. He wanted everybody to know, I didn't give this to her. Yes, Calamity. So
Okay, well,
let me find it.
so he says Charlie saw the way the political winds were blowing and was about to bail on the Zionists. That's why they took him out. Couldn't afford him taking the conservative youth in another direction. Okay, so when you say they took him out, is that what Tyler was doing? Because Tyler seems to think, or he seems to say apparently, that the reason he wanted Charlie gone had nothing to do with Israel, had everything to do with the fact that he was talking about anti-trans stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is that just a coincidence, do you think? Or
I definitely think
Tyler's lying?
I think it could be two different things.
Okay.
It could be, I don't think Tyler's lying, but I do think that there is a chance that the FBI possibly, this could be so deep, like this, and I said this in the very beginning, there could be a chance that they knew something was going to happen. Like they had been watching this guy in Discords and they had been watching this guy, because have you ever seen such lackadaisical security? When did they stop checking the top of buildings?
The
And
message is totally fake. Now the message is fake?
What message?
I'm reading P's comments. Says Tyler's a patsy, and that message is totally fake.
I'm going before I call that message fake, P. I'm going to wait for Lance to speak out because Lance will speak.
And we still haven't heard anything from Lance,
Right.
the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Or the Tyler's parents, for that matter. Tyler claims he knows nothing about the messages, according to Candice. Well, that's according to Candice. That's where I believe someone's feeding Candice stuff. And
To Wanda.
me too.
Yeah, it'd be fine by me.
I will say the messages between Tyler and Lance definitely are weird. But yes, Shamat, useful idiot for sure. Could be.
So for the rest of his life, he's going to pay for that.
Well, I don't think that he's innocent. I just think that there's a chance that they possibly, allegedly let him do it.
Okay. All right. Are you going to, do you have her pulled up?
Well, okay, so I'm going to.
How many 22-year-olds today use words like vehicle, my old man, and form complete sentences? I know that, I know, clearly, sweet, clearly. Problem is I don't know how to crack the code that y'all are talking in, so I'm asking bad questions, maybe. I'm sorry if my TV's loud. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question, P. How many 22-year-olds today use words like vehicle? I know I've heard that. That's, part of the reason people think those text messages are fake.
Yeah. I know that they were odd, but again, they could have been pre-done.
The gun they showed isn't even the real gun. This is deeper
Okay.
than
No,
you know.
we're getting too deep into conspiracies now.
That's scary.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
let's listen.
how, if it wasn't the real gun, then how did the dad recognize it?
Right. Cash Patel's Zionist girlfriend wrote that message. Well,
All right.
see, that's not.
Go ahead and hit play or whatever.
Proof of what I am saying. This is an actual group chat, which happened 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. There were 9 people in total on this chat, including Charlie and Rob McCoy. I'm going to protect the names of
Rob McCoy, that is his preacher. And he came out and spoke against Candice. So she's going to be in a deep, she's going for him. You've had it, Mr. McCoy.
Of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week, but I want to show you this because suffice it to say, Rob McCoy was on this text thread, and I think it helps contextualize him as a person, in my view, that he would attack me for telling the truth about the pressure that he was facing. Take a look. So Charlie writes in this group chat, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candice. Somebody writes, oh. Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Then somebody writes, a donor writes, please do not invite Candice. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term. In my opinion, like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times after the dust settles a bit, maybe. So again, this is 48 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was very clear and he was very explicit, and he did not back down, not in that Hamptons meeting, which they're all lying about, nor in this text thread. I'm not going to reveal the names of the other 7. Actually, you know what? I disagree with myself 4 seconds ago. Let's just throw in Josh Hammer for funsies. He's on this chat, okay?
Funsies. She stole my word, Wendy.
The nerve.
So what are we to make of that? Okay, now that I'm showing
if she starts
you
saying
this
things like
and
moron,
showing
then we know she's watching.
Right.
We're watching you, Candice. We'll be waiting to see.
You that the conversations were real. I want you to reflect, and it took me a lot of patience to allow the lies that were being woven and the misrepresentations of people that were pretending that I was just high on lying about Charlie and the pressure.
And I have to say, they did. They kind of did. They acted like she was lying. They did. Now,
Well, I mean, I doubted what she was saying too, simply because she didn't show anything.
right.
Everything was off of vibe check, and I had a feeling, and that's not enough. I need more than that.
But remember, she didn't. He didn't say I'm no longer going to support Israel. It's I'm not going to be a part of that group. Now, imagine, y'all have to realize he thought these were his friends. Well, they were his friends. Okay, we'll say that. He puts that in there because, when you say things like they're fitting all the stereotypes, you don't say that to people you don't trust. You see, that's a vent right there. That's a you're venting.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part that he probably wouldn't want anybody reading that.
I know, and I feel a type of way about those messages being leaked, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we're way past that.
Yeah, it's too late. So, because I wanted to get to the live where she did where Turning Point responded to her. And because she left them no choice. And I like that. I like that she called them to the carpet. They had to show up. And we can hear what they said. And I'm not so sure we should show her because I'm getting I don't want her to strike us. And it wouldn't be her, it would be her managers.
It's fair use. We're giving commentary. We're allowed to do that.
Okay. Let me get on the right one. But yeah, she's definitely something's going on. I don't know if because of everything that she has released, which I wish she had waited until after the trial, because she keeps saying, no, I don't think they did anything. Hey, Evelyn, I don't think they.
Hey, Evelyn.
I'm not saying that they're responsible for his assassination. I'm not saying that. I don't think that. But this could really mess up the. Oh, okay, Calamity. Thank you. This really could mess up the investigation, I think. Just my opinion, but.
Okay.
My little sister called me this morning and she was like, Candice, your podcast right now is like the show Succession on HBO. You guys know this show, which is about how all of the heirs and supposed to be kind of fashioned after Rupert Murdoch's throne. All the siblings are fighting one another to see who will it be that gets this empire. That really made me chuckle. I think that should be our new show intro. Yes. Who will succeed Charlie Kirk? Who shall inherit the Turning Point throne? You know what, you guys? The best part of all of this for me is unlike those ill-begotten heirs on the show, I have a 0% interest in Charlie's empire.
Well, his wife already did, Candice.
I mean, why would you even think it would be you? I mean, why would anyone think that? And his wife is obviously going to take over.
Right. Even, why did Ben Shapiro think that? Ugh.
I'm not motivated by the idea of carrying on his torch. Not for a single moment did I think any person could carry on his torch. If you thought you could, you clearly did not know Charlie Kirk. Charlie was, in fact, an anomaly in the system. It happens rarely. And I don't know that I will live to see another person like him. I want you guys to know something. I want to share this with you. You can take it or you can leave it. But Charlie was betrayed. I know this. I've known this really since the first second. But I rarely have vivid dreams. And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. In fact, the last time that I had a super vivid dream, I was pregnant. It tends to happen a lot to women when they're pregnant. But in that dream from 2023, my former producer of the show and I were standing in the control room, and she told me that she was 26 weeks pregnant. This is in the dream. And she told me exactly what month the baby was coming. I asked her in the dream, is it a boy? Is it a girl? And she said, it's a boy. I woke up and I immediately texted my producer in real life and I said, hey, you're pregnant, just so you know, it's a boy. And then she found out that she was pregnant 1 week later. She had no idea when I texted her. And it's something that we reflected on a couple of months later because she was just totally shocked looking back on it. And this is our text chain from, you can see, 2023. She said, you texted me June 16th. And I think I got pregnant June 26th. This is crazy. And it's going to be a boy. It's nuts. I said, I'm telling you, your baby visited me. It was an insanely vivid dream. He was on his way. And she said, that is so bizarre. My mom also texted me that week saying that she had a dream I was pregnant. I said, I haven't had a dream that vivid since. It's been my only vivid dream this entire pregnancy. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world. I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend.
And what is our lesson here, y'all? Do not text Candice.
Listen, first we have vibe check, then we have feeling, and now we have a dream. Are there actual receipts in the receipts video? Okay.
I mean, the screenshot that she shared. Don't trust her though. I'm serious. Don't. Look, okay, she ain't gonna hang out with us anyway. Never mind. We ain't got that to worry about.
And Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that.
Well, come on, Candice. Now let's look. If you get something in your head so much, you're going to vividly dream it. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
You are.
I mean, I believe in dreams too. I do. I have
Yeah.
vivid dreams about things. I do believe that, you know, they mean things sometimes. I do. But you're talking about an assassination
Mhm.
and an FBI investigation and a big thing. And I've not seen I have not seen enough to trust your vibe check, your feeling, or your dream. I just don't.
I haven't seen enough, and I know that people aren't going to like this. I have not seen enough, even with those screenshots, to think that 2 days earlier that they could set up a public assassination like that in 2 days and get it perfect. One shot, boom, done, gone. You know, I just don't.
So Charlie was betrayed by who?
And
Right.
it was the immediate sense I got actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is
Right,
soon going to
sweet.
be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there's nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences. Take that to the bank. Quote me on that. Women tend to have a stronger intuition about people, I would say. I think it was the writer, producer, Conrad Flynn, that recently went on to Tucker Carlson's show, and he discussed that phenomenon in the context of the persecution of Christ. He's talking about Pontius Pilate's wife warning him not to persecute Jesus. Take a listen to that portion of their conversation.
And if you look at Pontius Pilate, you know, he wants to set, he, at some point he flips and he's like, you know, this guy is innocent. My wife is having dreams about this man. That's another thing that's underreported in history. Wife as soothsayer / dreamer. Yeah. I mean, if your wife has many times been like, I have a bad feeling about this guy, Tucker. Don't have him on your show. And her intuition is such that you, even though there's no necessarily hard evidence, you know, it's your wife's take on stuff. You don't ignore it. But I have ignored it. And you're like, I've actually never listened to that.
No, I mean, I've been married 34 years as of Saturday, and it's like a joke in my house. You know, I told you he was bad. I don't know. He's hilarious. He seems like a good guy to me. You know?
Totally opposite in my house. Jim's like, she's a wackadoo. I'm like, but I love her. No, she's not. I can change her. My friend.
Yeah, well, we're working on that.
We are working on that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you'd be the Pontius Pilate where she's like, no, don't arrest this man. I had a dream.
100%.
And you're like, whatever, I'm doing my work right now.
I'm very shallow. So someone who's amusing or fun to have dinner with, you know, I just get swept away. I like that guy. You know what I mean?
You're like, Barabbas was amazing on that podcast. I gotta have him on these. He's fantastic.
It's actually really funny because I'm recapping conversations that I've had with Tucker where I'm like, I don't know why you trust that person at all. He's obviously a bad guy. And he's like, really, I like him. I had really nice dinner with him. Anyways, obviously what they're accurately describing, I should say, especially between a husband and a wife, definitely my relationship with my husband, I can say that from almost the very moment that I learned that Charlie was not going to make it, I said to George through tears that he was betrayed. And now we're all just sort of on this journey to find out by who. So I released a text message yesterday, dropped it on the world, and it caused, and this is putting it mildly, a lot of panic. As I said, the chatter on X was top tier. Emphasis.
I wish I had went and looked at it to see, because I bet you it was, and I bet you when she released that, the Turning Point people was like,
It's on the tier
what is it
because
that she? I'm so sorry. What is it that she released?
the screenshot where he said he was going to pull his support from Israel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
there were a lot of them being shed by everyone.
Because that, oh gosh, let me think of his name. I always want to
Netanyahu.
think Netanyahu. You know, he put out that 7-page letter that Charlie wrote him, and he wanted to
said what?
pretend. Well, basically, it said his love. He had a great love for Israel,
Mm-hmm.
a great respect for Israel, and he gave him many ways that he thought he could improve people turning towards and supporting them.
Okay.
And you know, it wasn't. It was a very, you know, the way Candice had made it out to be. It was like in the letter.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I know that's probably frustrating for you. If you want to come up here and do this with Randy, I'll happily sit down. But I don't follow this as closely as you do. So I'm
Who?
asking the questions for the people like me who might not know.
Oh,
I'm
Pete,
sorry if that's frustrating to you.
yeah, don't get frustrated. She doesn't watch it like I do.
Right.
Or like you do, or
Right.
no,
And it is. I am sorry if it's frustrating for
no,
you.
don't apologize. It's okay. We know before, you know, it's okay.
Okay. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so I think that Bibi Netanyahu possibly could be the one who pulled their support. You know, because she was so upset at Bibi Netanyahu because he spoke out so quickly when Charlie got killed. And I think that's what lit the fire under her. So I'm going to say I think that's probably someone who pulled their support, because he would not quit speaking to Tucker and Candice.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think it's going to be Bibi Netanyahu, who, by the way, Bibi, if you ever see this, salute, buddy. I don't want you on my ass. I'm scared of him.
Everyone who was discounting me. She's this, she's that, she's lying. Charlie.
She's scared to the point where she's sent out tapes and insurance policies where if she gets murdered, they can show receipts, show proof. You know, it's not someone, you know, they're not really people you poke. But here's Candice poking.
Yeah.
Wendy's very smart. Hey, Karma.
He never changed his mind. He was committed to Israel to the day he died. In fact, he almost died for Israel. That was the vibe they were putting down. And I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier. But self-control always pays off.
But she's taking it too far, because he just said he was leaving that movement. It wasn't like he was he turned on Israel. Come on, Candice.
Moments on X where people were, after this text message was revealed, almost like bargaining. Like, please, this can't be real. Let me show you. They're making fake messages themselves. This is how easy it is to make a fake message. This cannot be real. They were accusing, deluding themselves into believing whatever was necessary for them not to accept the reality that I was telling the truth. Of course, I was telling the truth. Here's just a few of my favorites. This is Village Crazy Lady, who I love, Mel, who was responding to an absurdity that was being presented by Ashton Forbes. Mel said, these losers are down so bad right now that they are literally using their own attack lines for defense. Ashton Forbes wrote, he's been absolutely maniacal. First off, Candice has no credibility. Second, there's a bunch of Telegram group chat scams that claim to be real people. I was briefly in touch with one, Elon Musk. Oh, really? You were in touch with Elon Musk on Telegram? Third, if you discount the text messages between Tyler Robinson and his trans furry lover, you cannot take these at face value. Lastly, even if the text messages were real, they mean literally nothing related to Charlie's death. I find it scary how Candice is building a literal cult. Soon, they'll be drinking Kool-Aid in sync with, I don't even know if that says 31 Atlas, to be sent to heaven. I think it might be a cult, actually. That's how I'm not a cult at all. So much I don't even recognize. It was probably a very big cult's name. And I love that Mel replies and says, bro, if I got scammed in a Telegram group chat by Elon Musk, quote unquote, I'd take that ish to my grave.
Yeah,
Britta,
Me too. That's a great response.
You can see he's also replying. He was replying to Britta, no soup for Knowles. If you want to bring that right back up. She wrote, and by the way, she used to work for Seth Dillon. So this is the usual chatter, a group of people. She wrote, is Candice posting fake group chat screenshots to conveniently back up her narrative that Charlie was dropping the pro-Israel cause and inviting Candice to the TPUS stage? I'm just asking questions. All fair. We allow questions. We even allow diagnoses. We're chill. We're on the side of truth. We are so chill. Laura Loomer, who is legally just, not allowed to own a gun because she's a literal lunatic, had the nerve to post this about me when somebody called her out. Morgan Ariel said, Laura Loomer hasn't made a single post about Candice Owens reporting on Charlie Kirk's group messages. We all know she's the first to run her mouth. And she wrote, because I don't give an F about Candice Owens and her postpartum psychotic rants. Even if those texts are real, it still does not mean that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. I never said that. Candice Owens makes content for low IQ people who don't understand how criminal investigations work. It's going to be hilarious when she is sued by TPUSA in addition to a croned life. Yes! Bankrupt her for telling the truth! Do it! Do it! Bankrupt her! Yeah.
Oh, Candice, you're going to get sued. You are. She is. You know that, right, Wendy? You know she's going to get sued.
Well, yeah, probably if she keeps the stuff up.
Yeah. Don't mean they'll win, but
When you are down bad, just like Mel says, when you're really down bad, when nothing is left, you just sue. Anyways, back to how unhinged just chatter was on X, generally speaking. I laughed out loud. Everybody uses the term blitzkrieg. Even and the NFL football team say blitzkrieg. Yes, it relates back to Germany. It's a bombardment strategy. So that's why we use it when you're going to bombard. And so I called it blitzkrieg week because we're just dropping a bunch of bombs. And Britta decided to take that literally. She said, Candice thinks it's cute to use Nazi terminology and make a turning point pun while she incites further harassment of TPUSA employees by implicating them in Charlie's death. It's a sick game for her. And out of nowhere, Megyn Kelly needs to stop making excuses for this vile behavior. I have no idea why Megyn Kelly is being just abused. Like people just get drunk and beat Megyn Kelly when they get home. I don't know what is happening and why she's being dragged into anything that I say, but it's exceptional that they're now they're so desperate that German words, you can't even say blitz means lightning. Krieg means war. Last I checked, people are still allowed to speak German. And last I checked, everybody uses the terminology blitz, blitzkrieg. Washington Post certainly does when they're describing things that's happening at the White House. But now this is how desperate they are for anything, grasping at straws. Nick Fuentes, our routine federal informant, writes this. Why did she sit on this for 4 weeks and then censor the other names? So just grasping at straws. Just grasping at straws here. And he followed that up by
cannot stand that guy.
Taking a stab at Charlie Kirk, who's dead. Charlie Kirk said he had no choice to lead the pro-Israel cause because a Jewish donor stopped giving him millions of dollars. What a coincidence. He had his great epiphany about Israel after they stopped paying him to shill. Speaking of paying people to shill, it's why I didn't take 1 minute or one sentence rather of him trying to eulogize Charlie Kirk seriously, because that right there is the real Nick Fuentes. The quartering jumped in. He says, a serious question. Let's assume the texts are real.
Well, he went straight for the attack, huh? Are you here?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. All right. I'm going to keep playing. I'm getting a phone call.
And that Charlie was 100% serious and not just being sarcastic, which is totally possible. What exactly does this prove? Think before you reply. What does it prove other than someone close to him was fine leaking his texts? That's been their new talking point. How dare you leak text messages? And finally, this is just funny, so we're going to show you this. Community notes for the win.
Sorry, that's how I feel
the
too.
Misfit Patriot
Honestly.
writes, I will give Candice every single shekel Israel has paid me for my posts if she can prove those text messages are real. Update, says community notes. Andrew Colvett confirmed the screen grab was real. Of course it was real. What I mean, I would have to be the dumbest person ever. First off, I'm not even inclined towards tech, but also would have to be an absolute idiot, a moron, to try to figure out how to manufacture text messages for the purpose of releasing them to then probably get sued by every person that was not in the chat. Like, I'm just like, hey, Josh Hammer received this message. That'd be so dumb. But like I said, these people were desperate for it not to be real because they've been lying so hard about everything. They've just been lying and they have some egg on their face now. And reality hit them pretty quickly this morning when Andrew Colvett, Turning Point's spokesperson, confirmed that the messages were in fact real. He did this on the Charlie Kirk show. And actually, I don't think it's dramatic to state that this may be the first respectable measure taken by Turning Point USA executives since the passing of Charlie Kirk, like the first respectable response. And yeah, I thought that was, I will compliment that. Just the action of Andrew Colvett addressing it head on instantly was good. So let's hear Andrew Colvett in his own words.
But I want to take the start of the show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candice Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first want to say the reason I didn't share that screen grab publicly is because it was a private exchange, and I felt like it didn't necessarily comport with things that were already public. I wanted to not betray my friend's trust in that way. But I did share it with some people in government because it happened really quick. It was, it took 33 hours for authorities to get their suspect. And in those first moments, we wanted no stone unturned. We wanted to leave nothing unturned. So I shared it with a few people. Don't know where it went from there, apparently. But here we are. So
there we go.
One of the reasons, Blake, that I'm glad to have this now public, it was not mine to share publicly, but
I'm still muted.
One of the criticisms
So I like that he said he shared it just because that shows that they weren't trying to hide anything. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but yeah, right. But what else are you going to say? I mean, you kind of have to say that at that point, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you say it and the FBI comes out and says, "Nuh-uh," you're kind of in trouble. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as his motivation for sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, that's fine. Yeah. So okay, so it's real. Let's keep going. All right.
We've received is that we don't care. We're not investigating every lead. We're not looking under every stone, and that somehow we're just like sweeping things under the rug. And when I say that we want justice for Charlie more than anybody else, I really mean it, and no stone unturned. I mean, I don't know if you want to chime in on that part alone, but I have more to say.
Yeah, so it has been so frustrating to have people blow up about this, and I've certainly stated publicly, the reason I haven't weighed in on things is I am an eyewitness to events, and they've said don't comment on things because anything you say can mess that up. I don't want to mess up any trial for the person who did this.
That's 1,000% right. And I will say I wasn't an eyewitness. I was not there. I flew to Utah immediately to be with the family and the team, but I was not an eyewitness. So there's that. But I am aware that in my role as spokesman for Turning Point USA, which is another hat I wear, the things I say, I'm cognizant of the fact that things I say could negatively impact an ongoing investigation. All right. But I will weigh in specifically on this issue of Israel because I know there's a lot of fascination. And I just want to say that, we have to let free speech be our North Star here. Okay. Charlie was adamantly free speech. And I am not personally going to impugn anybody's character who is asking questions and looking for answers. All right. And I will say that text chain is consistent with public frustrations that he voiced many times. And
he did say this stuff in public. So it's not like I'm still pissed off about the shill comment that Fuentes Dick made. But he made this comment publicly. I mean, he didn't say he was pulling his support, but he said that he was being pressured and they were telling him who to be friends with and who he couldn't let on his stage. And, he started off alone.
Yeah.
So,
Blake, you were in the trenches on a lot of this stuff because we were workshopping how we were going to do the tour and what he's going to get asked about Israel, what he's going to say. And this is consistent with things that he told his friends, people that are, in the wider movement about his wrestle that he was going. And so I just want to say, like, what is the truth about the way Charlie felt about Israel? Well, it's complicated and it's nuanced, and it was a wrestle that was going on for months, and it's probably somewhere between the BB letter and the text.
So what do we think? Okay, obviously, you can tell he's anxious. You can tell he's nervous speaking about this. I am sure it was positively frantic at Turning Point USA yesterday. I am sure he had very little sleep. And like I say, never the fun thing to be the spokesperson and also to be involved in the story. I can tell you right off the bat, he is telling the truth. He was not the person who shared that message with me. He also should know that he was not the only person who sent that message and sent messages around. So there are a lot circulating, some videos that are circulating. And he's being honest about that portion. I personally, as someone who knows Andrew Colvin, I want to express how I feel. I hold it against him, actually, that he didn't share it with me. He knew I cried on the phone with Andrew. He knew how I was feeling. And then I went under a very, well, you could say a blitzkrieg.
Candice, that's not fair because he may have known it was getting shared with you. You don't know. I don't think that's fair.
Well, and what obligation does he have to share anything with her? Who is she?
Right. Just because you were crying.
He shared it with the FBI. That's who he should have shared it with,
Yeah.
He's under no obligation to share that with you. Who are you?
Right. Yeah. I mean, seriously, she's a podcaster basically now. you're not a detective. You're doing great detective work. I'll say that, but you're not a detective. You're not.
Yeah,
No.
is she, or is she just getting in the way, stirring up trouble?
Right. She's not his wife. She's not or his mom. Yeah. I suspect most people are conflicted about Israel. Nothing wrong with holding the tension of two different beliefs. I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
A heavy bombardment from people who he knows hated Charlie, who tried to stop Charlie, people who had no issues showing up to his memorial. I mean, really gross stuff, who were attacking me. And he could have at least provided some cover. Now, I'm not saying that I need help, but sometimes it's nice to offer somebody a lifeboat when they're being attacked for telling the truth, right? So I do want to say that. Also, I'm glad that Andrew responded correctly, because I was going to say this when Blake's like, well, the investigation's ongoing. That text message has nothing to do with an investigation whatsoever. It has to do with the broader question of people feeling that Charlie's legacy is intentionally being hijacked by Israel. I never stated that Israel killed Charlie. Anybody that's been watching this investigative series, we've come up, there hasn't even been an Israeli name that's popped up in this investigation. There's only been one Jewish person, I think, that's popped up thus far in this investigation, which is George Zinn, decoy boy. So they're just saying that. I just wanted to say that he was under a tremendous amount of pressure. Now, regarding the other things that are circulating that have not been publicized yet, and people should know that there is an underground movement of truth tellers in this moment. Okay, there's an underground movement of knights all around the world, from mom sleuths to government employees, like he said, to personal assistants, to Turning Point USA donors, who are working together to bring justice to Charlie, because we don't like the way this feels. We just like the way it feels. The vibes are off. I will respect, even though obviously that statement was prepared, I will respect the fact that Andrew says what Charlie would have said. And for the first time, I feel that's been expressed, that we have to let free speech be our North Star. And I'm not so sure that some of the people that are donating to Turning Point USA believe that. In fact, I'm certain some of them don't believe that. Obviously, we wouldn't have that text message if they all believed that. And that is what I think has been so frustrating, is that it seems as though the executives would rather, and I'm now referring to Tyler Boyer, impugn the character of the people who are doing exactly what Charlie Kirk would have done. So please, Andrew, make sure that Tyler Boyer and Alex Clark get the internal memo about free speech. I want to say one more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. Mm-hmm. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people, who I think are good, will be inspired to come forward with that. Now, again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him? Now,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Who is they?
Who is they? Are you trying to say Israel? Who?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Off record, always off record. I believe Charlie said that there are crazies at these protests. Well, yeah. We need more. We need more info.
To give the obvious answer to federal informant Nick Fuentes' question, the reason that I waited to reveal the text messages is because I'm not a child. Okay? Like I said, I have a lot more. I'm an idiot, and I have self-control, and I understand that time is always going to be on the side of truth. Time is on the side of truth. Liars know.
Do y'all not think she's not releasing everything because she is somehow getting all these views, and just compare her podcast to an HBO show?
Of course. Like, I'm sorry, and I could be the only person who feels this way. I don't trust this woman for anything. I think she's shady and messy and a bad friend. And she's doing this for her own self-gain. That's what I think.
I do think this is for self-gain. I do.
I don't believe any of this is for Charlie. This is for her.
Self-gain
her
and
pocketbook.
Self-gain and some revenge, because these people didn't because she got on Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
Yes, it has a very "I told you so" sense to it. and or I'm right, you're wrong sense to it. I don't like that.
Well, see, because she is an America First person, and like was said in chat earlier, and she got on his stage representing Turning Point, and this got him in trouble. And she said, first name America, last name first, America first, America first, and it got him in trouble. That's what a good friend she is. She said what she wanted to say, not caring that he was going to get scolded for that. He was a nonprofit organization. He did rely on their support, and he was pro-Israel. So, for her, when she did that, it was kind of a backstab, in my opinion. But Charlie remained friends with her. He just didn't let her speak anymore.
Right. Well,
That's
and
the
I'm sorry,
reality.
but this, I'm gonna drip this information out over time. Is only for her own self gain as well, in my opinion. Like, why not just put it all out now?
And it has nothing,
because that would end your streak. That's why,
Yeah.
because it would end.
Yeah.
Then
this has nothing to do.
you want
with
to
not
drag
being
it
a
out
child.
forever. Drag it out, for as long as you can, just to keep that coin coming in. Just, I don't know. That's how I see it. That's how it feels to me. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, that's the signal.
That's the vibe. That's the energy I'm getting. So, maybe I'll have a detailed dream about it tonight, and I'll come back and let you know.
A nonprofit worth $150 million. Okay, but you have to look at how much they take in and how much they put out. Because I've actually looked that up.
I mean, nonprofits. There are nonprofits that have a lot of money. Yes, they do a lot with that money usually.
So they brought in $85 million. And their expenses was $81 million. And they have and this was in 2023. They have 458 employees. So I mean, is it making a lot of money? Yeah, it is. Ugh.
Right, but he does stuff with that money, right? He doesn't just sit around and drive a Ferrari.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Okay, so that's the whole point.
Right. Look, I'll never believe that Charlie Kirk was a selfish human, ever. I'll never believe that. I'll never.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask if anyone's willing to speak up for innocent mods. Oh.
Players know that they have to speak quickly, that they have to speak repeatedly. And I wanted the world to truly understand just exactly what it is that we are up against. Okay. People that I deem to be mentally and spiritually evil. Okay. Evil in the true essence of the word evil. People who knowingly lied, instantly lied, repeatedly lied, and continued to do so without a trace of shame. Okay. Without a trace of shame. I mean that, right? I really do mean it when I say that you have to be someone that is, or maybe rather someone that is possessed by something that is less than human, subhuman, to do that. There's no humanity in you. That is why I named Josh Hammer. I believe he is a deeply disturbed man. Think about that. Now that you have those messages, okay, let's put this in the context. Just a few hours before I dropped that text chain, Josh Hammer was concerning himself with what he's been doing since Charlie caught the bullet in his neck. He has been spreading lies, saying that Charlie never flinched on Israel, right? Charlie never flinched. Oh my God, these people like Candice, they're lying. 48 hours before Josh Hammer was on that text thread. And that did not stop him from keeping up the propagandist effort when he went on a show yesterday before I dropped the messages and said this.
Charlie was a close friend of mine, as you know. We actually spoke literally the night before his tragic and untimely death. I was on a small Zoom call with him and a couple others. We were literally talking through this topic. I was giving Charlie advice for how to message on this issue on his forthcoming campus tour. He kind of jokingly mentioned to me, he was like, Josh, I'm going to mention your book, Israel and Civilization, and it's so good. And that was literally our last conversation. It's just so tragic. This letter that he wrote to the Prime Minister, Chris, I read back in June or July or so. And there were so many people in the aftermath of his horrific assassination, Candice Owens, folks like that, who were saying that, oh, Charlie was turning on Israel. He was ready to sell them out and renounce his life's work of sincere and genuine friendship with the Jewish people and the Jewish state. But this letter that he wrote to Bibi Netanyahu, Chris, literally begins. The first sentence of the letter is, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's a close paraphrase. As a Christian, one of my greatest joys in life is making friendships with the Jewish people and defending the state of Israel. That's literally the opening sentence of this letter.
Filth. Okay. Absolute filth.
Okay. So what was he to do, Candice? Answer me this, and anyone that disagrees. That absolutely was said in his letter. He absolutely said that. So what is Josh supposed to come out and say? But in a private text group message, he got upset and said this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the gotcha moment, even though, can I just say my pause game is on point? This
Yes,
isn't
it
the
is.
gotcha moment that she wants it to be. It is if you, again, don't open your mind, okay?
Yeah.
But open your mind and you'll see this is not the gotcha moment, because
I thought we were apologizing to her. Like, now you sound like you aren't.
I did not believe that he look, in my mind, I apologize for thinking that these texts didn't exist when she said they did.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't think they existed. I didn't think that she was lying, though. I thought she was being lied to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand it. I can't comprehend it. This, whatever that is that lives in him does not live in me. There's no truth in him. Obviously, there's no truth in Josh Hammer.
He told the truth. He said when he went there that he walked with God. That's how he felt about Israel. I think that's a very strong statement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Charlie was going through 48 hours earlier.
Me and Wendy could do that, but she won't go on a road trip.
Yeah, he didn't. He refused to do that.
It's
In
more than
fact,
a road.
I'm quite alarmed.
It's more than a road, babe. But yeah,
maybe a boat or two. I don't know.
With what I know, that there are 3 people who said that Charlie communicated 24 hours before he died that he thought they were going to kill him. Now I find it rather alarming that Josh Hammer is similarly saying, oh, the night before. So you spoke to him the night before. Did he communicate that to you, Josh Hammer? Did he? I'm interested. I know we won't get answers from you, but let me promise you that if I get a text message to the effect that you were somehow involved in him feeling anxiety the day before, if you did something that gave him anxiety in that way, I will release it instantly. There will be no place that you can hide. Anyways, I want you guys.
And by instantly, she means next month.
Right. I'm sorry. I know you couldn't hear that, but my eyes rolled all the way to the back of my head.
I felt it. We are enmeshed.
Good Lord.
To know that I was feeling so inspired by Josh Hammer's utter lack of human decency that I went ahead this week and sent around a life insurance policy of sorts, a package rather, to people that I trust, a package filled with text messages, emails, private communications.
And I sound like I'm dogging on her, but I really kind of like Candice. I really do. I don't.
There are things that I like, for sure. There are definitely things that I like. And then there are things that I'm sorry, I'm just not buying. Or I'm not buying that they're for the reasons that she's trying to put out there. I think, like I said, I think a lot of this is for her own game, but whatever.
But what Sweet just said is enlightening. Think about that. He owned his security firm. You have thought there would have been a lot of extra protection given how he was feeling. That's true. If he thought 40 or 24 hours before that they were going to kill him, he was not, it's been determined he was not wearing a bulletproof vest. He had no armor, and security was null, really.
I'm surprised too that they wouldn't have checked, top of buildings and stuff like that. That seems weird to me.
I find all of it. Yeah, me too, Ton. I find all of it bizarre, but I got another one in my mind that's bothering me, but I'm not going to say, I just can't say it because people grieve differently and I'm just going to stay shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are the drones?
Right. Yes, that's my question. I mean, it's not hard to get a drone up in the air and do a survey. It's not hard to do that. Like, why wasn't that done? Seems
That's
weird
what
to
I'm
me.
saying. I'm not saying, I'm saying I think Tyler did it, but there is a chance, like with JFK, that they let it be done. Not that there was only one shot at JFK, but whatever.
That
What
his
do I know?
security team let it be done?
Not that his security team, somebody let something be done, possibly, allegedly. There's a chance. I don't know what I believe anymore, because why wasn't there a drone? Why wasn't there security? Why wasn't the place scoped out? Why was his security only standing up by him?
Yeah.
I get that in a college campus, maybe they can't make them walk through detectors and stuff. Okay,
why not? They do it in high school campuses. I mean, why wouldn't they? Of course they can do that. I can't believe they wouldn't. Especially when you have someone so controversial.
That's true. That's true. No drone when Trump, but you would have thought that they would have thought, since that happened to Trump, and I know I don't want to hear the people who don't think it happened and it was a setup, because I do believe it happened and I don't believe it was a setup, and I get to believe that. You would have thought they would have.
We watched it happen.
Yeah, but they still think it didn't happen. People still think it didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard because we know we're just on a little tiny corner of YouTube and screenshots and things get faked.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell they can do at this level? They can fake freaking everything. And you don't know who to believe or what to even believe. It's beyond frustrating. And then all we do is take it out on each other because we have nobody else to take this frustration out. Like, I'm frustrated. Right. This is frustrating for me watching this.
This does frustrate her, and that's why we have to take breaks. And I think we should be talking about the Whitakers because there's some shit going on there. I'm just saying.
I don't know anything about them either. So honestly, I probably should just go. But I don't. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out with you, but this is frustrating for me. I don't know what to believe. I don't know who to believe. I don't know who's lying to me, who's not. And I don't feel like fighting about it either.
You don't
because
have to
who
fight
knows?
About it. You don't have to. We're not fighting with it. We're not going to fight about it with people. Please don't come at Wendy.
No, you can come at me. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. Creatine isn't going to help me in the next 25 minutes, P. But thanks for your medical advice. I'll write it down.
Will that help the pause? Because
I'm not in menopause, but regardless, this is frustrating.
I am.
That's all.
It is frustrating. It's very frustrating. Very.
Great. And fish oil. Got it. Wrote it down. Thanks. All right. Hit play, for God's sake. Let's keep going. Get this over with.
Videos and private legal documents. So if anything happens to me, you guys will know exactly who it is that has been making my life a living hell over the past couple of years. People are trying to bankrupt me, trying to bankrupt me and my family. They're threatening us to sue us. Everything that Kanye said was so real. Okay. I'm now at that point where you look back and you go, man, Kanye was right. He was really saying something about what it takes to leave, to fight for custody of your own soul. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I believe and you say what you believe. Fight fair. Why do you always have to make this threat to bankrupt people? I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission to release it all, detonate it all, expose all of these people in politics and in the movement who behave like this behind the scenes. It's necessary. And I highly recommend every single person that's out there that has a platform and is going through things and scared, do the same. Send everything around to about 8 people that you trust. And I mean, I've ranged it. I sent it to journalists, text messages and screenshots to people ranging from Max Blumenthal to Andrew Tate. They won't know where it's coming from. It will be everywhere. I want to remind you guys, in the wake of all of this, that
you'll send it
it
to
is
all
so
of them,
important.
but you don't put it out here. so we can see what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
Like, what the hell, Candice? You send it to everybody in God's child, but you won't send it to us. Like, why can't you just show it then? If you want it to be somewhere where no one can hide from it, put it out.
And do it in one sitting, maybe 2 sittings. But no, it wouldn't be a show then. We're on episode 249. Kind of like somebody that's listening to phone calls. I'm on episode 57. Yes. But to each their own. All right. Look, Kanye, I think, is a deep thinker. So, and I can't help but defend Kanye in some ways. I know he does stupid stuff. He's not handled right now. But she lost me at Andrew Tate. Why in the world would you say, here, Andrew Tate, hold my purse?
I mean, and what happens if they put it out before you, Candice?
Right.
Why? Maybe they'll drop it, and then we'll go watch them instead of watching you. Like, I don't trust her. I just don't.
And that's why, and I think she knows. I can tell y'all this: if Charlie Kirk was on his platform saying this stuff, nobody would be questioning it because he only spoke truth, and that's what he was known for.
Well, I don't know that Candice doesn't only speak the truth. I don't know her to be a liar.
But the conspiracies and the clickbaits and the
vibe checks,
checks,
the dreams. I mean, come on. You send all this stuff out to all these people, but you won't show it to us. Makes no sense.
Right. Andrew Tate, you think he cares? He cares about himself. He's not American. He doesn't care about America. He doesn't care at all about America.
To keep trusting our God.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I just was like, how did these people get chosen? You just pull names out of a hat? Like, how did you decide who to send this stuff to?
I'm just saying, I have enough bandwidth for all the Charlie Kirk truth and the Epstein files. I wish and look, I would love to have a discussion about the Epstein files because y'all ain't gonna like what I think about it because I don't think that Trump is on that freaking Epstein files. No, I don't. There, I said it.
I disagree with you 100%. I think he absolutely is on there.
I don't. And you want to know why I don't think he is?
Go ahead.
You're not okay because the answer's crazy. The answer's crazy, y'all.
All right.
The reason I don't think, and there's only one other person I've told this to, and that's Shamat. The reason I don't think that Trump is on the Epstein files is because he said so.
Okay. All right. I mean, isn't there a picture of them together?
There's pictures of them together, and he says I knew the guy, but he said I never went to his island.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
This is why I think that if he was on there, then I feel like he would try to make an excuse of why he was on there or come out because some way, someday, those are going to be exposed. And I think he would try to cover his ass, but he's not.
Why
he said, I'm not on there.
Is he fighting hard to keep them quiet?
I have not heard that Trump is fighting. People think he is. I don't know that it's Trump, but
no, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. And I don't think that Trump is a pedo. I don't think that.
I don't think that either.
Yeah, I don't think that. I'm not going.
I don't think that. And I'm not like I'm whatever I am, but I just don't think he's on there, because he made it out because he said, I'm not like Clinton who's on there. And I forgot how many times he said,
mm-hmm.
But that doesn't make, I think that some people may have used the plane and not be, but it's going to leave a bad taste in my mouth. I want them to release the files. I want to know every single person. And if Trump was on there, I'll eat crow. I'll eat it with ice cream. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think they should be released. I want to know who was on there. And the one that will break my heart will not be Trump. It'll be Tom Hanks if he is.
Yeah. All right, let's get off that topic. Go back to this.
I just want the truth. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But we have been proven right so many times in the recent
Hold on,
past, right,
pause,
whether we're speaking
pause.
about
Thank you. Next. That's exactly what I think. Hold on. Let me put this up. That even if he is on there, many public figures were friends with him on a legit business level. And, Trump wasn't always the president. He was back in the day. He was maybe he was a little different. So that's why I think, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was on there. I think everyone who's anyone is probably on there. But
I don't think, I don't see how you can guarantee it. There's no guarantee. That's what everybody's saying. I guarantee you. Why would he be? He had his own plane.
Yeah, he wasn't I don't think he cared about doing anything with children at all.
No.
I think if he was, that'd be out by now,
Yeah. She erases stuff, niece. You were lied to on panel. I listened to it. But you know what? They're not worth it, honey. They're not worth it. It's just...
Yeah, they're not worth it at all.
Dana, we see you. That's all you need to know.
Everybody sees you, Dana, and that's the best part. We didn't have to barely do anything. You just showed it yourself.
Yeah, and you tripled down. You tripled down. Good job.
Good job.
Yeah.
He sat there for 30 minutes calling you retarded, and you just took it.
Yeah. Yeah, she just took it.
Good on you, girl.
Yeah. Oh, Richard. Oh, Richard.
Oh, you're so funny.
You're right. I am. I so am.
All right. Anyways, back to this.
COVID.
Yes, he is.
People had to actually take a stance before people were then suddenly government admits, oh yeah, we were lying about this, we were lying about that. We feel it all right now. The feds are lying. That is beyond obvious, which is why I was very happy to hear former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill explain this plainly when he went on Piers Morgan's show the other day. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I mean, it was off it right from the beginning for me. Do we not guard rooftops anymore? There's been assassination attempts all over the world. Why aren't we looking at rooftops? And then when I was sent the video with the same message where they said Charlie Kirk was just shot. When I watched that horrific video, he was obviously dead before he hit the ground. But the questions immediately started to come to me. That was not an entry wound that we saw. We saw an exit wound. So where'd that bullet come from? You don't bleed like. And I
hate putting out stuff like that as a fact. That is not true.
It was fast. What do you want? I mean, I don't even think we saw a bullet come out. All we saw was the blood, unfortunately. Why do we need to see an entrance?
Well, we saw it pour from the entrance wound because that's where it pours from.
Well, guys, closer than the camera was.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say that I'm sure that the people who took care of him at the hospital can answer those questions better than any of us.
Hey, Nana Sue. Right. Whatever. He had an autopsy. For everybody, hey, why didn't he have an autopsy? Why didn't he have an autopsy? And I kept saying, well, I don't know that he didn't. He did have an autopsy. Why would the autopsy person, the medical examiner, they're not going to lie. They have no reason to lie.
Right.
They work for Utah. They don't work for the FBI.
Yeah, Diane, I know it's hard, but you got to just ignore them. They're just garbage humans, unfortunately. Nothing we say is going to change anything that they think. That's fine.
If someone comes in and says, my son is sick and I'm laying here with him, come take a link and talk about Diane. Stupid.
Right. I mean, the nerve, the absolute nerve.
You.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's all that was shown. Yeah.
An entry wound doesn't look like that. An exit wound does. No. Why did his shirt move the way it did? When I've shot people, their shirts didn't move like that. And then the initial reaction was, well, he was obviously wearing body armor and it was deflection. One, no, he wasn't wearing body armor. And two, it doesn't deflect like that off of body armor. Why was his shirt moving from right to left? Why were people being interviewed saying, that they came from my left to right, from his right to left, immediately shut down? And then did they tear the crime scene down immediately? Just right off the bat, from seeing it, knowing he was dead, saying a lot of this.
How did the bullet end up in his bone, in his back? if he was shot from the back. Candice, you shouldn't be playing this. This again, come on. And look at Pierce. Come on, Pierce, do your Pierce thing.
Is bad. Not even getting into the soliloquy of text messages that 22-year-olds don't send their trans lover. So immediately, it's just the official story sounds like it needs to be investigated. But now, the whole crime scene's gone. They paved over it. Nothing to see here.
You just have to laugh. The soliloquy of the text messages that 22-year-olds do not send their lovers. Yes, that's kind of the main point, guys. We have been working off a lot of tips, and so much more is going to be exposed, and we're going to get into that more tomorrow. I do want to give you a quick update on Lance Twiggs. And like I said, we know that the feds are lying to us. The question is, why are the feds lying to us? The answer is always the same. The feds only lie to cover their own tracks. They are protecting themselves and their bosses. Who are their bosses? Who is they? Anyways, take a little bit of a break here because I want you to read some sponsors. First and foremost, Riverbend Ranch. I'll tell you guys about them all. The Black Lagos and Lush Mountain Pasture. And every fall, the cows contain these elite
want some steaks from there.
genetics returned the 64 cowboys plus their families who work on them. Based order about fatty East health into our cells. They become fracture breakdown. Fatty 15 is a or preservatives and a bamboo jar. Long-term health and kids space. You have seen those red light panels and cramps, and the real game changer is their Firelight sauna because it's portable, boosting to your immune system. So if you are busy investigation of Charlie Kirk's murder, I don't think the majority of people in the world feel that we know what happened. I want you guys to know that we have not for a single second ceased our investigation, right? What actually happened on 9/10, we don't know. And we are still working through a ton of the tips related to what happened. But I want to tell you that I actually believe that this was a military hit that involved foreign actors and also literal actors. I believe that day ran something akin to JFK's assassination. I believe that there were therefore multiple decoys on the ground. I do not believe, just so I'm clear here, that the person who was walking up the stairs killed Charlie. In fact, my suspicion is that photo was not even shot on the same day. I do not believe that the person who ran
I haven't heard this part.
Across Losey rooftop killed Charlie. I think that's another decoy. I do not believe that shot came from Losey Center at all. And obviously, we all know that decoy George Zinn didn't kill Charlie. And I received an interesting tip about him as well.
Now, this is so disturbing. Disturbing what she's about to say. I did hear this.
Much more connected than what meets the surface. He potentially has connections to the federal department, familial connections to the federal department. And we are prodding that. It's getting interesting. Anyway, that would suggest that there are thus a total of 4 decoys, like George Zinn, staircase guy, maroon shirt guy, and Losey.
Okay, so it may have been on a different episode she says this, but George Zinn, the guy who they originally arrested and dragged.
Yeah.
He's telling people he was paid to do it. But here's the thing, y'all. He said he was paid to do it. By who? I don't know. I haven't been paid yet. But
really,
yeah.
But he's also the guy. George is Zinn. What's that his name? Zinn.
Yes.
Is the guy who ran up and said, "I did it. Take me."
And then had child porn on his phone.
Yes. And now he says that they paid him to do that.
Yes, but he didn't
but
say
he doesn't know who paid him to do that because they haven't paid him yet.
Right. So
he could just be a crazy person.
He didn't seem all there to me. He was begging him to shoot him. Shoot me. Shoot me.
Right. Like he didn't seem like a normal person. Like in his I shouldn't say that like that. Everybody's normal, but he seemed like he was not all there, right?
Mm-hmm. He didn't.
He's a known local loon. Well, there you go. That's very succinct.
Oh, there you go. Right. I mean,
better than the way I was trying to say it.
Okay. I'll take that.
He took the fall for the escape. A lot of people at rallies and protests are paid to be there. Well, this is interesting. I mean, this is a lot of stuff for her to put out with, very little evidence, but whatever. But at least she's saying, at least it's better than they, this, them. At least she's saying what she thinks now, I guess. I should be thankful for that.
Yeah, I guess we're slowly gonna learn things, but it's going to be drawn out because this is probably I'm not saying that Candice doesn't make good money because she makes good money. We know that. But this is probably the most she's made in a very long time because once she wasn't allowed to talk for Turning Point anymore, she lost a lot. She was fired from the Daily Wire. So, she had a rough year and this is her comeback. And she's doing her comeback on her friend's back. And I don't care if I like Candice, but she's absolutely using her friend to make her comeback. Absolutely. 100%.
Right.
Center guy, none of which I believe actually pulled the trigger. It's called a hunch.
I mean,
I think
she
it's much
should
more
never
likely
have
that
put out just now what she put out.
Hunch.
Yeah, her hunch that it was the
Stop.
army. This was the army hit. What
Wow.
are you doing?
And she's including foreign people as well. Like, what? You're gonna make this a whole international incident based on a hunch? Like, that's I don't know. I feel like that's messy. That's sloppy. Dangerous.
Lance Twiggs is the one
It is
that is
dangerous, and that's why she's having to cover. And this is what could happen. She's on here saying, "If I come up dead, I have these insurance policies." But some random cuckoo could do something, and look who's going to get blamed.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Tyler didn't seem like he was thinking at all about Israel.
No,
I mean, if you just take Tyler's, I know all y'all think his messages aren't right or whatever, but if you just listen to what he was saying, had nothing to do with Israel and all this other stuff. This, all of this other, stuff that she's talking about. It was just him, just one lunatic who, felt like he needed to kill this guy.
I don't know what she wanted BB to come out and say when Charlie got assassinated. Maybe she wanted him to say nothing, but that would have looked terrible. So he came out and he said something nice. Well, she took issue with that, and she took issue with. I think when she wasn't asked to speak at his memorial, that was it for her. Gloves came off, and then she sees somebody like, oh, what's his face speaking at the memorial, which like I said, I don't like him. But
I don't know who you mean. What's his face? I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot his name now.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Neptune. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Netanyahu?
No.
Oh,
the other guy, the one that.
Well, but regardless, it feels like she's doing this out of selfish motivation and selfish gain. That's how it feels to me, and it still feels like that. Thank you. Next said McCoy.
Yeah,
is that who you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking. No, McCoy, it was his preacher who came out and spoke about him, and spoke about Candice and said, that Charlie disagreed with Candice and had pulled away from their friendship, and none of that was true. That wasn't true.
Who told you that wasn't true? Her?
Well, you saw in his text message, I'm thinking about bringing Candice back.
Mm.
I mean, but publicly he had said that him and Candice were still friends. He just didn't let her speak at his events anymore.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't trust what was going to come out of her mouth.
Right. Right.
Walking in that maroon shirt, his build is nothing like Tyler Robinson's build. Lance Twiggs is thinner. And obviously I'm speculating here, but I believe Tyler Robinson was involved, and he was in fact driving around campus on that day, therefore assisting in the costume changes, likely picking up clothing. And as we broke the story, Tyler was seen at Dairy Queen. And what was he seen doing, as I told you? Dumping clothing in the cemetery beside that Dairy Queen. So I think that is what his involvement is limited to. That was his job, to get rid of clothing.
Well, then we will find that out, Candice, at his trial. Right?
I mean, yeah, she doesn't have any evidence of this. It's all just
hunch. This is the part of Candice I don't like. The conspiracy theories. That's absolutely And I love a good conspiracy theory. I love going down a rabbit hole. It twists and turns. Wendy does not.
No, I
She
don't,
likes
because I get very frustrated because I don't know who to believe. I'm not just going to believe somebody because I like them.
Yeah.
I don't believe Candice is a liar. So
No.
I want to believe what she's saying. However, I've not seen any evidence. I've not seen any proof. Well, and I'm hearing words like vibe check, hunch, dream,
Okay.
energy. Like none of that is actual proof. It just isn't.
Right.
So it's very
Don't-
frustrating for me. And all I keep thinking of are his 2 little daughters and his wife that barely finished his funeral. Like, and they have to listen to this garbage.
I want his wife to speak up.
She's grieving.
She's doing.
She doesn't have to say a
podcasts
damn
with Kid
word
Rock.
about this.
She was on with Kid Rock the other day.
But why does she have to speak on this? She shouldn't have to speak about this.
She could shut. Candice said the only person that can shut me up is Erica Kirk. Y'all want the false bullshit to stop? Tell Erica, hey, let's get through this trial.
Yeah. Hi, Karen.
I mean,
Thanks,
that's just
Nikki Rev. The first time in 8 years that Nikki Rev has agreed with me. I love that. Right, Stellar? Those terms would be tossed out in court. Hunch, vibe. Just get out of here.
Yeah, none of that's gonna hold up in court. And I believe the Army did it, and I believe that Tyler just was there as to throw clothes away.
Right.
Makes no sense.
What? I mean,
Right.
and of course you're not. So a picture taken of him in a stairwell at an odd angle, you're probably not going to recognize, but his dang parents recognized him. Same, Karen. His parents recognized him. Who would you rather trust? Parents who raised the kid and knows what he looked like from every angle, or Candice, who's never seen him before in her life?
Absolutely. You can recognize your child when they're almost irrecognizable. You can tell
Absolutely.
their walk,
Mm-hmm.
the way they stand.
Yes.
And now Candice said that, well, somebody said that's not even the gun. Yes, it was actually. It was the gun. And yes,
I mean,
he
again,
actually
the dad
engraved
didn't the
the
dad
bullet.
I'm so sorry. I just cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. What was you
Didn't
saying?
the dad recognize the gun though? Didn't the dad say?
Mhm.
So again, this dad who's had this heirloom, this family heirloom that he got from his own dad, he has it. He knows what it looks like again from all the angles. Versus Candice, who's never seen this gun before in her life.
Right. Never met this guy. Never met these people. Don't know these people. Who are you asking questions to? I want to know. And I know people that are in her inner circle. We're in Charlie's inner circle, and they're all asking questions because everybody. What she's doing is normal human behavior. You get that one person at the funeral who good and well couldn't stand the person in the casket, and they're always the ones to throw themselves on the person. And that's what she's mad about.
Right.
Come out and say that. Don't make it into this big conspiracy where you've got people who are going to, because people want it to be. I'll tell y'all right now, people want it to be Trump. They want it to be anybody who is not left. That's what they want. And it's just not so. It's just not.
Sweet, you have no idea, girl. You have no idea.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all
She
over
will.
it. People do want that, Evelyn. They don't want it to be Tyler. They want Trump to be behind this. They want, because he
or the Trump movement.
The Trump movement. Yeah, I shouldn't say. I'm sorry. MAGA. I should say MAGA. Okay.
Tammy, thank you, my friend. That's absolutely how I feel. Like, why are we all in this rush? Why are we so unwilling to just wait for the evidence, wait for the trial? We'll see it all.
We saw it happen live, and we saw them release the photos. We saw him walking with a limp because he had the gun in his pants. We saw him climbing down. We saw him chilling over at the DQ while he was waiting to go back and get the gun. But what did Candice say? The army did it. It's the army.
And foreign people, foreign
Yeah.
dignitaries or whatever she said. Like, what? What on earth? And she says, call it a hunch. Like,
They want it to be Israel, but they also want it to be Trump. Y'all know that. Y'all know that.
They want it to be
You know what
MAGA.
I'm saying. They want it to be MAGA.
They want it to be MAGA. Yes, they do.
It's one of the first things that was said. You know, Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, they want this MAGA people want, and I know y'all think I'm MAGA. I would never. I would not classify or qualify, but that's what this is. That absolutely what this is.
It's completely a nonsense to think that a person who had never killed anyone was high on adrenaline after a kill and decided to eat Dairy Queen. That doesn't even make sense biologically speaking. There was going to be an adrenaline measure that kicks in after you kill an animal, let alone a person, let alone having it be your first kill. And you're like, he just decided to go to DQ, sit down, write some poetic text messages. It's why they're freaking out about that Dairy Queen leak, because it disrupts their narrative. One of many things that disrupts their narrative. But what about Lance Twiggs, right? This roommate, man, something about him. The roommate of Tyler Robinson is, I think, federally protected. I especially think that because we learned some more interesting facts about him. So I feel confident, or
that's my question. You know, when are we going to get to that part of it? That's the part of the investigation.
Well, and she keeps teasing. We've learned so many interesting facts.
Right.
So I feel confident. Well, what are they? Tell us some of these interesting facts, please.
His last ice cream cone, Candice. Take a link.
Hey, Dairy Queen has a great new Blizzard out, or whatever they're called. It's pumpkin pie. It's fantastic.
He didn't have it in a backpack. He didn't have his gun in a freaking backpack. Didn't have it in a backpack. Facts. Oh my God, the guy in the Dairy Queen doesn't look like the guy in the photos. Okay. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It don't matter. I'm gonna get mad. I don't care.
I shouldn't say completely confident, but I feel like it's okay to venture a guess that he is a federal asset of some description. Could be related to his online work on Discord chats.
You do?
It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Feel bop that back. She says she feels like it's okay to venture a guess. Do you? I think it's very not okay that you're venturing all these guesses. I think
not when you have this much influence.
And it's dangerous.
Right. She has too much influence to get to venture a guess.
Venture a guess. Oh my God. Put that right up there with hunch and vibe check. Get out of here.
I actually think that because we learned some more interesting facts about him. So I feel confident, or I shouldn't say completely confident, but I feel like it's okay to venture a guess that he is a federal asset of some description. Could be related to his online work on Discord chats. It's the only thing that makes sense.
And it's going to be because of his... It's not going to be because of his Discord connections, Candice. They're going to use him as a witness in a trial. Derp. Why would it have anything to do with the Discord? Do I think that people may have been... Look, the conspiracy could be they're watching the Discord. They see what's going to happen. They let it happen. That very well could be. And you know what? I don't even know if it would move my shock meter at this freaking point.
Yeah.
To me. Anyways, I can tell you guys, I can break this for you, that the government, and this would implicate Governor Cox and whoever else was a part of that press conference the morning after, the 33 hours after they apprehended Tyler Robinson, the government lied when they said, Lance, I'm obviously paraphrasing here. He came in peacefully. He handed over everything. I mean, the whole depiction was like he was just so shocked his boyfriend could do something like this. And so he handed over everything. Well, according to his family, that's just not true. According to his family, he was raided and he was angry about that raid. And yet he was instantly released back into their care within 6 hours.
I did actually question that. I do question that. I do. Absolutely. 100%. I question that. But for my own reasons.
Well, could it have started off as a raid and then turned peaceful?
Absolutely.
It could have started off as a raid, them assuming he wasn't going to be peaceful about it. And him going, no, man, here, have it all. Take it. Right? Two things can be true, yeah?
Two things can be true at one time. Yes.
Isn't that something? They had no idea what was happening. They were going off of Mike, the mysterious detective, Mike Mitchell's tip. They had no confession. They have Tyler Robinson walking in peacefully because he doesn't want to die. And you're telling me Lance Twiggs, for whatever reason, you released him immediately back into custody? No, they lied. He was not being...
He didn't say he didn't want to die. What he said, Candice, was he didn't want to go to prison. That's what he said. I don't want to go to prison.
Compliant and walking in and showing them everything. Something else that was interesting, we had told you guys that Tyler's family thought that there could have been something weird going on with that raid, that perhaps the feds could have been staging that apartment to fit into their narrative. Now, the feds are staging this entire operation, so that would follow.
Wait a minute.
If they're trying to
Who did she say said that?
Tyler's family?
We're going to need names.
Going on with that raid, that
we need names because Tyler's mom and dad turned him in.
Perhaps the feds could have been staging that apartment to fit into their narrative. Now, the feds are staging this entire operation, so that would follow. Right. If you're trying to get a conviction, you got to be like, and we found this in his house, the note underneath the keyboard. So convenient, okay. But he destroyed it. He took a picture of it, but then he destroyed it. Because everybody knows if you want to destroy something so it never sees the light of day, you take a picture of it so it lives forever in the iCloud. Anyways, we were told by Lance's family that, who, by the way, own the apartment that the two of them lived in, that Tyler and Lance lived in, we were told that somebody illegally changed their locks on the home following the raid. Obviously illegal. They were not informed that the locks were being changed. So it gives us two options. It was either Lance or it was the feds. I was wondering, like, if you're Lance and you really got swept up in this and you're so shocked that Tyler Robinson did this, are you speaking to your family about that? My gosh, I imagine you want to speak to your family. No, it seems Lance has similarly been in an unknown location since the raid. I would imagine he was in witness protection for a bit, but he doesn't need family. He feels, I would say, that suggests that he's pretty arrogant right now in this moment. He's not fearful of anything. Like
no, it doesn't. See, being in federal protection means you are not afraid? No, that means you are afraid. And no, I don't think he was a bit shocked. My opinion, allegedly, he wasn't a bit shocked that it happened. I think he knew it was going to happen.
Well, and aren't these raids going to be all on body cam anyway? Like, we're going to see for ourselves at some point, aren't we?
I hope so. I think so, and I hope so. Yeah. This is the part that I don't like. Like
I said, the sense I am getting is we are watching a play, right? The government has us completely distracted with photos of people who are not even the same person. I never for a second thought the person that was in the maroon shirt was the same as the person that was walking with the limp. It's completely foolish and ridiculous. I can also tell you something else. We received a tip, which I vetted, that on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, immediately George Zinn gets up and says, I did it. And he kind of gets dragged. Well, apparently George Zinn had to receive medical treatment following that little fracas. And he told multiple nurses and doctors that he did it because he was being paid to do it. He said he had not been paid yet, but he was going to receive payment. He didn't know from who. That's interesting.
What's more interesting, Candice, is why aren't you asking the question if he knew it was going to happen, why didn't he stop it? So he knew it was going to happen? That would mean that he knew it was going to happen.
Right. And he would be implicated, right? Wouldn't he be part of the conspiracy and taken into custody, but they let him go?
Yeah, he got released that day, and then he got re-arrested for the other stuff.
The stuff on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decoy boy told medical staff, apparently he was just singing, just telling everybody who would listen.
Where are these medical staff? Why haven't they spoken out? Why is all this information only coming to you? You'd think these medical staff would be all over the news.
She's coming for you, Joe Rogan. She wants the #1 podcast spot.
He did it because payment was going to be promised to him if he did do it. What does that tell us? We should definitely dig into George Zinn. We should definitely try to confirm this relatively strong tip that he has connections to the feds, because it would be very interesting if the feds were going to pay George Zinn. I'm not saying they are, but Yeah. Why wouldn't he know? I mean, make that make sense.
Maybe the
Why
feds
wouldn't George didn't
put-
know where the payment was coming from?
Then maybe
Yeah.
the feds put
Anyways, you
that
guys,
stuff
we
on
are
his
on
phone.
the case. I wanted to share that with you.
Do what?
Maybe the feds put that stuff on his phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe. Even though the local
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he seems kind
screaming, "Shoot me! Shoot me!"
of right.
Was he paid to do that too? Was he paid enough to get shot?
And someone in the chat just thinking it said what good would it do him getting paid if he was going to spend his life in prison?
Yeah. I think sometimes whether you vet it or not, oh, gotcha. Whether you vet it or not, it just doesn't make it true. Just because he told someone something doesn't make it true. Maybe they offered him an out. I don't know.
She's doing what I think Candice is doing what Candice does best. She's leaving us with more questions at the end than we had at the beginning. Now we've got 100 different other things to think about.
Yeah, because this isn't even her last episode.
Right.
This, that was Charlie's final hours. What else is Josh Hammer lying about? And we won't get in that today because I don't think Wendy can take it.
My head hurts. It does. I need to take some migraine medicine.
Yeah, her head's hurting. And are we going to do that? Are we?
Yeah, if you want to.
And
I don't know what we can do, but we can try.
Right, we can try it. So also Carla is live, and she would like for us to be on panel for a little bit. So, and it is a lot. I appreciate y'all so much, especially the ones who let me rant, let me rave, and still love me, because I still love y'all. Even though we disagree. And sometimes
I think all of us are kind of feeling the same way. We don't exactly know what to believe.
Right. And it's frustrating, and you get frustrated. That's just the word of the day. Frustrated. And every time we watch Candice, she does leave with more questions. And I don't care what you say. I think it may be about, I'm not going to say that she's not trying to expose people, but she's also getting a lot of money, a lot of clicks, a lot of views, a lot of, so she's also playing the game.
Right. I have yet to be able to rule out her own selfish gain from this.
Yes.
So that's always in the back of my mind. But
yeah.
And we're happy to do that. P, how about asking questions and not swallowing the government narrative? We're asking the questions. We're here. We're talking about it.
Yeah. I don't feel like I have swallowed the government narrative. I have questions for the government. I want to know why all the text messages wasn't released. I want to know why his boyfriend is in custody and not behind bars, because I don't believe for 1 minute he didn't know that it was going to happen. I have a lot of questions. They're just not the questions that you want me to ask. I'm not asking you why you ask the questions that you ask. I feel like we are all allowed to feel how we feel. Yeah, the one thing we always agree on is we love each other. That's right, Pammy.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right. We're going to go.
See y'all over at Carla's.
Bye,
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.